Peter and Wendy met in the fall of their freshman year of college. Wendy was 18 and an adult. Peter, who had skipped a grade, was 17 and still a child. This was an affliction he never grew out of. It was a characteristic that Wendy found both infuriating and irresistible. So much so that 10 years later, when she returned to the rundown apartment where Peter lived, she found herself once again drawn into one of the immature games he loved to play. The rules were simple. Wendy would lie on the floor while Peter sat on top of her, straddling her chest and pinning her down as he held a very large, very sharp carving knife an inch above her face.
Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Do you trust me?
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down.
Okay.
That was so scary. Why was that so scary? That was never that scary in college. Do it again.
Peter picked up the knife again and leaned in very close to Wendy, as if deciding on the best place to stab her.
Okay, stop.
Am I scaring you?
Yes.
A lot?
Yes.
Really?
Will you seriously just stop?
Shh.
She watched, nervous and a bit excited, as Peter lazily swung the knife back and forth in front of her face.
Stop.
Okay, sorry.
Peter lowered the knife, but he did not get up.
And move?
You're not comfortable? I'm so sorry. Here.
Peter shifted slightly to adjust himself, but remained planted on top of Wendy.
Is that better?
You know what I mean. Get up.
Why?
I have to go. I have to meet Brian.
So?
So that's hard to do while I'm lying here on the floor?
If you wanted to get up, you could.
Peter,
You're not even trying.
please don't do this.
Try. Are you serious? That's pathetic.
I'm trying.
You should put your weight into it.
Wendy dug her feet into the floor in an attempt to climb out from under him. But as she did, Peter flopped his entire body on top of her, pushing back against her as she tried to shove him off.
Oh, I can't move.
Try harder.
Wendy had nearly freed herself when
Shit.
she sat up abruptly, shoving Peter off of her.
I ripped my...
Wendy held up the ripped edge of her blouse, which was clearly much nicer than anything in Peter's apartment.
What, on the floor?
Yeah. Damn it, I just got it. Is there a nail sticking out or...
Why would I have nails sticking out of my floor?
I don't know, Peter. Why does all your furniture look like it came out of a dumpster?
Most of it did. I work at a bar, I don't have much money, I spend most of it on beer, don't really like furniture.
Never mind, I don't care.
Picking herself off the floor, Wendy went to the kitchen to collect her purse.
What are you doing?
I told you I have to meet Brian.
Wendy picked up her keys and slung her purse over her shoulder, but Peter did not move.
Why?
Because we're going to go pick out wedding invitations.
Why?
Because that's what people do when they get married, idiot. Come give me a hug.
Wendy held out her arms for a hug. But Peter only smirked, toying with the knife as he aimlessly dug the blade into the floor.
Why?
Okay, I know what you're doing. I'm not playing this game. Because I'm 28 years old, because that's how many years ago my parents got knocked up, because they wanted a baby, because they were bored, because their marriage is crap, because they're not very interesting people. Now, can you please come give me a hug so I can leave?
I just don't know why. It has to end with a hug.
You're such an asshole.
Come on, Wendy. Wait, why am I an asshole?
Oh, fuck you, Peter.
I'm sorry you make it too easy. I would like to know why you want a hug from me, though.
Because you're my friend and I miss you. And I don't know when I'm going to see you again.
Why?
Peter,
Just go if you want to go.
maybe I will.
Well, that's rude.
Why?
Because I asked you a question. Why aren't you going to see me again?
I didn't say that.
But she had said it, and they both knew it. Defeated, Wendy set her purse back on the table.
Because I'm getting married.
Peter turned away, stabbing the knife back into the floor.
Why?
Because I'm in love with Brian.
Why?
Bored with destroying his floor, Peter stabbed the knife into the arm of the sofa and made a long rip in the fabric. Then he began to pull all the stuffing out of the slits.
Because he's smart and reads books and thinks about things and doesn't think that makes him above getting a job or being nice to people. And he's nice to me. And he wants to marry me. And he doesn't think I'm an idiot for wanting to marry him.
Is that all it takes?
Yes!
I just thought he had a 9-inch cock or something.
Wendy stared at Peter's mutilated couch cushions.
What are you doing?
Redecorating.
Why?
Just felt like it.
I can't deal with this anymore.
For the second time that day, Wendy picked up her purse and headed for the door.
Goodbye. It was so nice seeing you. You haven't changed a bit since college, and I'll be sure to send you an invitation to the wedding, although, just a guess, you probably won't show up.
Peter scrambled to his feet to approach her.
Wait.
Wendy turned, one hand on the open door, to look at him.
I want a hug.
Wendy slammed the door shut. Wendy froze as she caught a glimpse of Peter's hand.
You're still holding the knife.
I know, right?
He took a step toward Wendy. Wendy took a step back.
Don't, Peter. Do not.
If you don't want to play, don't play.
I'm already late.
Oh my God, just leave. You're so close.
Peter took another step toward Wendy, then one more, trapping her against the door.
This might be the last time anyone ever chases you around the kitchen with a knife.
I have to go, Peter.
Unless you decide to come back here.
Wendy darted past Peter, away from the door. Peter took another step toward her, then another, faster step, chasing her into the kitchen as Wendy slowly backed away, smiling in spite of herself.
And I'm not coming back here, so
Is it because of Brian?
shut up.
Wouldn't you rather I put the knife down?
Yes.
But it didn't matter. Wendy was backed into a corner. She set down her phone and her keys and her purse, and Peter rested the knife against the kitchen counter. His hand relaxed around it, as if considering whether to put it down too. Just as he began to let go, Wendy grabbed for it, and Peter snatched it back again.
Nope, changed my mind. I'm holding you hostage.
There was nowhere for Wendy to go.
Okay, come on. This is ridiculous.
Do you trust me?
No.
You really think I'm gonna stab you right now?
I think you're using extremely dubious means to get me to stay here.
So go.
Peter looked at Wendy, daring her to move. She darted to one side of him, then the other, but Peter was faster. He put his arms out to block her. Struggling to get away, Wendy managed to get just past him before he wrapped his arms around her from behind. Holding her pressed against him, Wendy smiled, but Peter couldn't see it.
Okay, seriously, I have to go.
Bummer.
Wendy looked down and saw the knife pressed flat against her stomach. Nervous and excited, she held very still.
Put the knife down.
No.
Why?
Because you'd get away.
Peter moved the knife a little, teasing her.
Stop!
Wendy squirmed to get away, but Peter tightened his grip on her.
If you squirm, it might get dangerous.
Wendy stayed very still, allowing him to hold her.
If you let me go, I'll give you a whole dollar.
He whispered back into her ear.
You shouldn't negotiate with terrorists.
Peter's cheek brushed against Wendy's, and she smiled again. He let it rest there, and she didn't seem to mind.
Why are you doing this?
I told you I'm taking you hostage.
Are you gonna kidnap me and take me away from my boring middle-class existence?
Is that what you want?
Wendy turned to look at Peter, and he relaxed his grip, allowing her to turn. For a moment, a kiss seemed possible.
Okay.
Okay, what? Okay, kidnap you?
Okay, I have to answer my phone, doofus.
Go ahead.
But Peter wouldn't move. Wendy began to squirm, suddenly uncomfortable with their closeness.
What if it's Brian?
Then you'd better tell him that the wedding's off.
Wendy increased her efforts to get away, but Peter held the knife up again, making a face like the villain in a horror film.
God damn it, Brian, stop!
Did you just call me Brian?
Let me go!
Oh my god, Freudian slip.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? You said you wanted to marry someone because he makes money and isn't an asshole.
Yeah, two things you're not.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Let me go!
You could get away if you wanted to.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
I guess we'll find out.
As Peter tightened his hold on Wendy, the knife grazed against her arm. Her body went rigid against it.
Oh my god, it's just a game.
I know, but
She went silent as Peter ran the tip of the knife lightly down her arm and softly slid it across her midsection.
It's just a game, Wendy. Don't you trust me? You better answer it. Oh my god, I'm not going to hurt you.
it's Brian.
Don't you want to talk to him? I mean, if you really don't trust me, you should probably let him know what's going on here. And then Brian can rush in and save you from me, and you can give him a big sloppy kiss to thank him.
Peter.
He'll get you all charged up, and then the two of you can go back to your nice, safe condo, and you can pick out a fucking China pattern or throw a dinner party or whatever the fuck it is you do now.
Stop it!
Go on, tell him. I hope you have a very unremarkable life together.
Wendy fell into Peter's arms. At first, it seemed like she wanted a hug. But then she began to pound wildly on his chest, flinging her arms, her fists, her whole body against him furiously. Finally, Peter managed to restrain her, holding her tight, tighter than before.
Why?
Because I don't want you to leave.
Peter looked at her, guilty. He was still holding the knife.